Poso, hello. I'm Laura from the Verna Fowler Academic and Menominee Public Library. Glad to be with you today. We have some people here for Breathe and Bead. Janice, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Hi, welcome everyone to the library's Facebook page. I'm Janice Rabidoux and I work with the Menominee Tribal Family Services. And this is part of my outreach activities that I do with the community. And this it is the Breathe and Bead session. We originally started this face-to-face doing groups before the COVID crisis. And so we would sit together and do beading. So now it's turned into this type of format where we're online, we're live stream, we're Zooming. We like the idea of having beading sessions more in person, face to face, so we can do some talking and sharing and stuff like that. So if we can't be in person, this is the next best thing. So I welcome everyone. And if you are on the live stream on Facebook, pop in and say hi. Laura will be keeping track of the chat to find out if there's anyone who have any questions or any comments you want to share. Like I said, even though we are talking amongst yourselves on this live stream feed, we also want to have the participation and the feedback from our audience as well. And we're hoping that soon, someday, we can have you join us in these Zoom sessions as well. Because we all love to share our little projects and our little talents and creativities that we have. Part of the sessions are talking about what we're doing and what some of our activities are that we're working on at the moment. So maybe we can start out with that. I'm really curious to find out. You'll see some of us looking down as the Zoom session is going on. That means that we're working on things, and that's what we need to do when we're here together, is work on things and then share. So who wants to start off? Who wants to show me what they're doing right now? It doesn't even have to be beading. It can be anything.
Okay, I'll start. I made one of these last week, and then somebody said they wanted to buy one and they wanted certain colors. So now I'm trying to go with red, white, and green for the Mexican flag.
Beautiful.
Oh, nice.
So what kind of beads are you using with that?
I have a lot of beading colors, but they're seed beads. Then I started buying some. I tried some delicas, but they come in really tiny packages. Then I bought some Tohos, but I don't have those colors. So I had that color and seed beads. So that's what I'm going with.
Yeah. What size?
11.
Okay. And then the cord, what kind of cord are you using?
It's a paracord. I have to find some more. All I had is this tan color. I want to find black again, but you have to. I think it's easier to do these if it's a thinner kind, because I tried the fatter ones, and then it's like it pops the beads in the middle, depending on the size of how far you're going around. If you make it too small, it's like you're squeezing them into a girdle or something, and they don't like it.
Okay, thanks for sharing. Anyone else have anything they want to share?
I finished, no, and I don't know, can I just hold this? Oh, just 1 second here. Oh. I finished my my pouch from the class that we took.
You've got accompaniment. That's awesome. Oh, let it
go. Yeah, let's get a closer look, Mary.
And how do I do that? Do I just hold it up like this?
Yeah. Wow.
Well, Laura, you kind of got me going because of this. And you said that Bethany and Maria had theirs done, so I better. Oh, just 1 second here.
Oh, life happens.
Well, I think I hung up on you because I'm in the middle of the Zoom class right now. So
Bethany, did you want to go ahead?
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Sure. So I did finish my. It's really hard. I did finish my coin purse, but unfortunately I forgot to bring it with me today. But I got the beading bug, so now I'm working on. So I'm still doing raised beading. And I didn't know how to buy pellets, so I bought really thin stuff. So it's a little bit trickier than the last one I did. But I just did like flat outline work on the petals, and then I'm working on raising the center parts.
Wow, so you're making another flower
Yeah.
from the class.
I have a couple other designs I want to do, but I decided to keep going with a flower to keep practicing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, buy better pellets so I can, so it's a little bit better. But so yeah, I'm just kind of, if it works out, cool. If not, I got practicing.
I'm really excited for all the learning that's taking place. Okay, so I'm going to move forward. We have a half-an-hour session here today, so we're about almost 10 minutes into it. So I'm going to watch my time. And today I wanted to demonstrate how to finish some of the pieces that you're working on. In the recent past, I've been concentrating on. It's asking me if I need to join audio.
I can hear you fine.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, wait, it's just your other camera,
Okay.
Janice. That's not on. You're fine.
Okay. So where was I at? We've been concentrating on all right, I can't see the other.
Oh, do you want to go back?
Yeah, don't go to the spotlight until I tell you to go on to the camera. So,
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you said okay. Okay. Let's go back to, can you see it now?
no. I can see you now. Now I see the camera.
Okay. You can't see everybody? I mean, all the windows?
No. Okay, now I can.
Okay. It takes a minute.
Gosh. Now my iPad is messed up. Okay, there we go. All right. So anyway, we've been concentrating on, I've been concentrating on showing you some demonstrations on beading and jewelry and stuff, or earrings and things. And then there was one time when I had done a demonstration on making a bracelet. This is large beads, using large beads. So this was the bracelet that I had demonstrated at one time. And then I also showed you a little necklace that my granddaughter made, and she wrapped the stones with wires. So I talked a little bit about wrapping, and so I had made the announcement that the next session would be about how do you finish these? I don't have any ends on these, so I can't wear this as a bracelet yet. So I thought, well, I think that'd be a good next session, is to show you guys how to finish these off. So I'm going to show you a few of the tools that I will be using. I will be using some pliers, needle nose pliers. This is a crimping tool. And then a couple of different kinds of needle nose pliers. One is totally round all the way around, and one is a flat inside needle nose. I don't know if there's a technical term for that, but that's that. And then for another project that I'll be showing you how to finish another time, there was some wire that I was going to bring out, but that'll be for next time as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and focus our concentration on the small camera here, if you wanted to put the spotlight on that now.
Okay.
See that really well? Good?
Yeah, see it really well.
All right, so in front of you are some different crimps, and crimp ends, I guess you could call them, cord tips, sometimes they're called. That's what these three types are. And then this is a crimping tube, these two little ones. These we will not be using with this project, but I just wanted to show you that this will do the same or similar thing as these bigger ones, but this is a crimping tube and these are crimp ends. It doesn't make any sense what just my saying that to you without showing you why they're called that, but I just want to differentiate the two. We're going to be using the crimp ends for this type of project with the hemp hemp string, I guess you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so I'm going to take these away so I don't lose them. And I'm going to take this away so we can, I'll pull this back out and show you how to do that end of that if we get to that point, but we may be just getting to this one right now. So on the first end, the front end of this bracelet, and this is the bracelet, you can't see the whole thing, but it's got about 18 beads on it. This will fit around my wrist, and there will be maybe about an inch or less than an inch in between where this end is and where this end is. That'll give me the space to add my crimp ends and my jump rings. And jump rings, I forgot to mention that. Let me put that in here too. These are jump rings. These are in addition to your crimp ends. These will go on the ends of the string, and then these will be added. And then along with that will be the claw attachment. And we all know it, we've seen these before on ends of bracelets. So we'll be using one of these. I'm going to try to measure which one of these types of 3 crimp ends will fit my circumference of my hemp string. So that's why I have them all laid out. But then the other end will be that one. So we'll have one of the crimp ends on one end, and we'll have a claw on the other end. Attaching them will be the jump rings in between. Okay, we got the vocabulary underway. We have the different types of supplies that we're going to use. And then the farther end, the last end of this bracelet, the way it ends up is it has 3 strings on it, because this is the middle string, and that's what the string that all of the beads were strung on. So when I knot around it, I have 2 additional strings on either side. So when I get to the end and I knot it, I've got these 3. So all you need to do really is to cut off these ones and maybe put pieces of drips of glue on the knots, and then you'll just be working with a single string. So I'm not going to do that part because, you know, we're just pretend that part's done. We're going to concentrate on the first end of it anyway. So I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to be going a little bit smaller, probably like that. And then that's going to go folded together like that. And then you're going to put your crimp end on here and crimp it shut. So I'm looking to see how thick this is if I double it up the way I need to, because this is going to be cut off, but I want to have about that much. What is that, like 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch end? So I think this crimp end might be a little too big. I'm going to turn it this way. It fits in there nicely, but you got a lot of room. So I'm going to try this one once and see what this looks like. This one fits a little more snug, which might be good because it's still going to close up together also. Now this copper one, I like the color of it. And it fits good with the color of the bead. So, and that also fits in there nicely. So I think I'm going to use this one because this will crimp together. It'll close shut over both of these cord pieces, and it'll fit nice and tight. I'm going to make this a little bit shorter. This is a trial and error too. I mean, if you know, it doesn't, you have to kind of measure it on your bracelet as you go along, but I'm not doing the measuring right now because you guys really can't see that part of it because of the camera. So I'm going to just say this is the correct size for me. All right. So once you put it inside, you don't want to go up past that loop. See where my thumb is pointing, that metal hole. You don't want to cover that up because your jump rings are going to go onto that metal hole. So bring it down far enough so it's not blocking your metal hole. And then you're going to take your crimping tool. Actually, I'm going to use this tool instead. This is the flat needle nose. And I'm just going to push this shut. One end and then the other end. And then this is where you got to have your muscles, because you want to flatten that one end down as best as you can against the cord. That's what it looks like, flattened down. And then you go to the other side and flatten down the other side. And give it a nice good pinch. And this should hold it pretty good. There you go. And then you can cut this part off. So now you need to add your jump rings. I will add 2 different jump rings, and they're really closed tightly. So I need my small round needle nose to get into there. Find the opening. There's an opening. I'm going to grab my other needle nose. These are my fingers. And gently pull it apart like so. And then you're going to just hook it on to the metal hole. And then you're going to close it shut. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to put the other jump ring on it before I close it shut. It feels like I'm doing surgery. And you know what? I'm doing this without my glasses. Wow. I forgot to put my glasses on. But, yeah, it looks pretty good there. Okay. So that one is still closed. It's still open, isn't it? Closed best you can. Sometimes these jump rings also are not, they come like what can I say, they're like they overlap a little on the end like that, like my finger, instead of going like that, they'll overlap a little. Those are much harder to manipulate. Closed, and that's what this one is, I think. Yeah, this one, you see, if you can see, there's 2, it's doubled up in that area there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way this metal one is, and so that's going to be harder to work with, but we'll get her. All right, so that's one end is done, and then on the other end, you are going to be doing the claw the same way. And again, pretend I have that all cut off. We are going to put in the same thing, same crimp end on, the same kind of crimp end. One end, one side, I should say, making sure that your string length flat. I'm going to switch hands here. Here we go. Closing it tight. This one isn't as easy as the other one. Closing it tight on one side and then pulling it closed on the other side. Sometimes these crimp ends also have little teeth on them that will grab. One of them that I showed you has that actually. And that is really good for thicker cords, that it has a tooth and it actually like pushes itself right into it. Okay. So then when you put your claw on this one, you want to do the same thing. You want to add the jump ring and then the claw. If you want to go ahead and add 2 jump rings, you can. Turn, and I'm going to try to do this without my fingers in the way. Helps you turn it this way. And that will probably help it lay differently on your bracelet. It'll, I don't know, whichever way you prefer. Some people like to have it laying against their wrist like that. Some people like that because it's easier to open up that claw using that little knob on it. So that is that. I'm going to go ahead and quick open this up and quick put it on, and a quick demonstration on how to finish one of your pieces. This happens to be a necklace made out of hemp string.
Janice, as you're doing that, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So I'm asking a question as this is going to show my ignorance in working with jewelry. So the lobster claw has a loop too. So, but you can't open those up, is that it? And that's why you have to use the jump rings?
Correct.
Okay.
The claw is its own little metal loop and it's one solid loop.
Okay, so yeah, and I suppose that would weaken it too.
Yeah, you can probably see that, right? That's one
Yeah.
solid loop. I can only open up with a jump ring, and then your crimp end also is one solid loop. So that's
okay. So those aren't designed to open.
Really familiar with myself with all of this. I was also looking. It's like, why do you have all these tubes, different kinds? Why do you have all these different sizes of little hoops? And then after looking at other people's works and just asking questions, I figured out, you know, there's reasons why they have all these different sizes and different little. So then you're pretty much done. I'm not going to clip these off because I'm not quite done with the whole neck bracelet, but here's the one end and here's the other, and you just together like so. And that's that.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
This is what they look like from flattened and from the side, how skinny they get once you crimp it. And it holds the cord really, really nice. This is the one that has the little tooth on it. I don't know if you can see the tooth.
Yeah.
That really pokes in well if you got a thicker cord. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Luann, for showing us that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can take me off the spotlight.
Okay.
And yeah, I didn't get around to doing the necklace, but my granddaughters, maybe I'll just wait to show her and do it with her in person anyway. We never have enough time to work on.
Well, it's nice though, because you really take it, you really break the steps down so that, you know, someone that's never done that before, it's really helpful.
Yeah,
very helpful.
Good. And I'm not real familiar with lots of different jewelry techniques. Still learning, but it was fun to learn this and to show you guys that. I just wanted to quick show you the little reading glasses
Oh,
I make also, and how I learned how to do the attachments on that as well. That is using, if I can come down here, will that work?
yeah.
That is using these crimping tubes. I don't know if you can see the tube on the end. It's a little flat silver thing right
Here,
there.
I'll go back to this.
Thumbs. Little flat tube. It's not a tube anymore. It's flat. That is these little things that I showed you before. So they start out tubular, and I'm like, how does that hold anything in? You got to crimp them. That's what holds it.
Oh,
Flat when you crimp them. You form the loop with the wire where your beads are on. And you put the round jump ring on it, and then you loop it through, you know, and then you put your little, well, I won't explain it all, but you're using these tubes in order to crimp it in place.
okay. Wow, those are tiny.
Yeah, really skinny, tiny wire. And that's perfect for these little tubes, crimping tubes. So that was always fun to learn as well, and I started making a bunch of those. All right. Really looking forward to the next time we meet up in a couple of weeks. And I hope everyone enjoys the more comfortable weather that we've been having. It's been nice to be able to sleep. Oh, I'm coming to you live from my camper, by the way. I love camping, and I have this camper set up in my mom's yard, and I've been using this as my office space. And I've also been camping in it, so I'm getting to sleep in it and use it and just pretend that I'm camping in the woods. I am in the woods, but I'm at Mom's house.
It's your beading studio. It's your art studio.
Much, yeah. I had one question for Bethany, though. I was curious to find out, you said that you had to buy some Pellin for your piece and it was kind of thin. I did notice, though, that you must have something in between there. What are you beading on besides the Pellin?
So I printed off the image from Google. So I just have it like on a piece of paper, and then that's on the Pellin. So I'm just
okay. Cool.
stiffening it up a little bit, which is nice.
You can use 2 sheets of that Pellin if it was too thin, huh?
I thought about that, yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Yeah,
it'll still work. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing it next week or the next time we meet. See how far
and bring your coin purse next time.
Yes.
And Maria, you.
Yes.
Yeah, Maria, you too.
Everyone, bring your pieces back so we can see how far you all got. And that'll keep you motivated too. It's like, oh, I better keep working on this so I can show them how far I got. Not only that, but it's enjoyable. You know, when you're beading, you're able to breathe and relax and be mindful, and that's what this is all about. So enjoy it.
Mary, what's your next project now that you're done with your raised bead?
I've been doing some stamping. I have some metal stamps and copper discs, and I've been making some earrings with that. So that's what I've been working on.
Okay. Nice.
And I have a few. I have a necklace here. If you want to see, this isn't new. I've done this one. I don't know if you can see it. It's with Walter's beads, and then some sari silk that I kind of put it together. And Walter made me this nice way to display my necklaces. So
very elegant.
All right, well, that's it, huh?
Was good to meet all of you. Some of you again, and Janice, good to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. I'm glad that you came on board with us.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
All right.
We went and Janice for the demo.
Yes. Thank you, Janice.
Thanks. I'll see you later.
Hey, good to see everybody.
Okay. Ta-ta.